what is the city right now proposing to build on Spura? Right now, what the city is proposing and what is going to be before the city council is about a little more than half of the space is going to be used for residential. Almost 1,000 apartments. 50% of those apartments are going to be market rate. That means the rent is going to be $6,000 a month. Definitely not for us, right? The other 50%, they call it affordable. But of that 50% affordable, so-called affordable housing, 10% is for people who make up to $130,000 a year. That's $3,000 a month rent. 10% for people who make up to $100,000 a year. That's $2,500 a month in rent. And so and then there's 10% for low-income senior citizens, and then 20% for low-income, people who make up to $40,000 a year. In addition to the residential, they want to build a hotel and a big box store and high-end businesses. So that's the proposal that the city has put forth that's sitting before the city council. So what we have come to propose is that the city council say no to that proposal, but change it and say 100% low income. All of the apartments should be low income because that's our community's greatest need. But we don't want a hotel. We don't want a big box store. Instead, we want spaces for community programs that our community needs. Like a lot of people say we need more school because they're so crowded. People say that the daycares are shutting down. We need a daycare. We need a health clinic because the hospitals are so overcrowded. That we need a youth center, a senior center, things like that. That we also need spaces that can be affordable for small businesses so that they're not pushed out. And also, we say that we need jobs, and that those jobs at Spura, whether it's construction or the retail, priority should be given to our community here. So the next speaker is Bruce Martin, who is a member of this church, Mariners Temple. He's also a member of NMAS.
Thank you. Again, my name is Bruce Martin. I'm a member of NMAS and Mariners Temple, which is what was just said. But I've been living on the Lower East Side for a little over 30 years. And one thing I noticed about this area, it has character. It has character. Places in Midtown and the West Side, they got character too, but it's not the same character as we have here. We have Chinese, we have blacks, we have Indians, we have Middle Easterns, and we have others. And everyone gets together very well. But I tell you, I've been observing some changes that I don't think we are ready to experience. If you've ever been to like Clinton Street between Delancey and Houston, some of the other smaller streets, there are shops that most of us can't afford to go to. Guess what? Those folks won't be there after a while either because people won't be able to shop there and they're going to be bought out by others. So it's time for us to show the city what we need. We need, as she said, senior centers, schools, parks for the children to play. We need a total of 10,000 signatures on the petitions. So if you haven't signed the petition, sign the petition in the back. If you know people, take a petition home and get them to sign. And we are trying to have the city look at Chinatown and the Lower East Side as one group together, because that's the only way we can fight.
I think that, and so when the city council votes, after that, then it goes to the mayor. So Mayor Bloomberg either signs off on it or votes it down, and that's it. And so the reason why we say now we have a chance is that before it goes to a vote for city council, we have a chance to show our unity as a community. What do we want? To let them know not to just go forward with this plan that's going to build more for the rich. And I think besides collecting petitions, we need to talk to our neighbors and friends and co-workers and everybody we know, family people, get them sign petitions, but also get them to take petitions to people they know. And also we have posters in the back. We need to plaster it all over so that everybody in our community knows, because I think that still a lot of people don't know about Spur and what's going to happen there. And they don't know, or if they do know, they think that there's nothing we can do about it. And so I think it's a chance to kind of, share the information with everybody so that we have a say in the future of our community. And actually, peoplefirstnyc.org is our website, and there's on there some information about the campaign as well as an online petition.
Good evening. First, let me thank you for coming. I jot down a few notes so I can share with you now. One piece of background information that I have on this topic, we talk about Spora site. As you know, it's about 10 blocks of public land, or we call it the Delancey lot. It is my understanding that over there in 1967, about 45 years ago, 1,840 families were removed and their tenement homes were... Good evening. First, let me thank you for coming. I jot down a few notes so I can share with you now. One piece of background information that I have on this topic, we talk about Spora site. As you know, it's about 10 blocks of public land, or we call it the Delancey lot. It is my understanding that over there in 1967, about 45 years ago, 1,840 families were removed and their tenement homes were demolished. 9% of them were low income, and they were promised in writing that they could return when the new housing was built. A promise to the poor not realized becomes a justice issue for all. Looking at the bigger picture, next to none low-income housing has been built in New York City since late 1970s. Given global economic uncertainty, more and more people become poor. Even if we have a job, we could very well be one paycheck away from homelessness. From middle income to low income, and even from low income to no income at all. It's about time for the government, by that I mean New York State Governor Cuomo, New York City Mayor, New York City City Council, New York City Planning Commission, Manhattan Borough President, Company Board Number 3, as well as developers, banks, and the rich to do something for and with the poor. There are examples of 100% low-income housing in the past. It is still doable today. In fact, the rich and the poor can peacefully coexist and enrich each other. So displacement of the poor is not the only option. Sharing resources of the land with the poor also becomes a justice issue. If not careful, housing development in Seoul will destroy Lower East Side and Chinatown's history, communities, and cultures. Seoul is the last ethnically diverse immigrant communities in Manhattan. This is our last chance. So it's not only a justice issue in terms of accountability to the poor in the past, but also a major economic development issue at present. Time to make a significant difference is now. The credibility, I know there are church folk among us, the credibility of the church is at stake. Jesus asked us to love our neighbor. Who are our neighbors? Lower East Side and Chinatown, that is for me. How do we express that love? Faith without action is dead faith. Remember, what goes around comes around. If we can help, help. If we can stand up for others, stand up. For there might be a day when we are helpless, needing help from others. Let us all ask ourselves this question: what have I done for the poor lately? Together, let us stand for the poor and with the poor. I know we can rise to the occasion.